Talk a little bit more about good protein, bad protein. What's the recommended daily allowance for protein? Because as you said, there's a lot going on in terms of influencers and social media of, high protein is the best way to do. And we've seen over the years there's been more and more diets that are high protein based diets. Atkins, for instance, the Zone. So it's good for folks to know what is good, what is bad, and what is the daily recommended allowance per evidence and scientific evidence that's out there.
Okay, so we're going to play a very quick little game. We've got sort of two buckets of food. We got a red flag for bad protein, a green flag for good protein. And we're going to start over here, right? This is a big staple at my house. It's like Purdue chicken breast tenders. We've got Oscar Mayer deli meat, roast beef, and even what looks good, nacho cheese protein puffs.
Yeah.
Do they get the red flag or the green flag?
They get the red flag. So in a nutshell here for folks to remember is red meat or any meat that's processed, ultra-processed ingredients that are added in. Yogurt that has ultra-processed ingredients or artificial sweeteners or additional extra sugar, for instance.
Sure.
Is all not good if consumed in high amounts.
I'm guessing if it's ground up and formed into different dinosaur-shaped patties and things, that's probably a sign it's processed.
That's right, exactly. Yeah. So let's come to the good side.
The green flag.
Yes, this is the green. This gets all of these products here get the green flag, which means your salmon, your fish, your lean meat, right? So your chicken, your turkey, yogurt, eggs,
legumes.
Yes, legumes and lentils. All of these seeds, nuts.
Yep.
All of these things are good to consume in terms of good protein.
Okay.
And why do I say that, Tim? It's also because bad protein also contains high cholesterol. It contains high saturated fat. So folks who may have underlying medical conditions may be predisposed to certain ailments. And is too much protein bad? Yes. It can impact your kidneys. You can be predisposed to developing kidney stones. It can lead to heart disease. It can lead to stroke. It can lead to colon cancer. Yeah. So that's why it's important that you balance your diet, even if you are looking at a higher protein diet than usual, that it is important to balance it out with other macro and micronutrients.
Two quick things. I don't want to ask, just two things I noticed. First of all, this is not all meat. So a plant-based diet can work if you're looking for high protein.
That's right.
Also, I would not have guessed that a lot of these protein powders would have been on the good. And I would have just guessed maybe they're ultra-processed.
So again, it also depends on consumption. So if you're taking a drink after a good high-intensity workout, that's good. But if you're using these 3 to 4 times a day as a meal replacement, not so good. Same thing with protein bars. Why? Yeah. Because they contain so much ultra-processed ingredients, added sugars, etc. So for viewers, what is good? So in terms of if we use a weight-based formula, the recommended daily allowance is 0.8 grams per kg body weight. Okay. So if you weigh 140 pounds, you divide that 140 by 2.2, that brings you to a kg, and then you multiply that by 0.8. So for someone who weighs 140 pounds, it would be about 51 grams of protein that is recommended on a daily basis. The scientific community more or less agrees that you shouldn't go up more than 2 grams per kg body weight. You'll see on social media people saying it should be 1 gram per pound. That's too much.
That's too much.
Even for an Olympic athlete, that would be too much protein a day. Yeah. So keep all of that in mind. And if you have any doubts, talk to your doctor, talk to your nutritionist, and get the real facts and what is good, what is bad.
That would be a lot of protein, 1 per pound. I mean, I'm 220 pounds. If the influencers are saying 100 grams, that would be 220 grams for me. What would that be, like 57 chickens and
right.
eating a day?
Too much.
You did mention one thing, taking a drink right after a workout. Now, if you're trying to build muscle, if you're trying to, do some weightlifting, things like that, would that add to the amount of allowable protein?
That's
and
right.
When would you want to do it? Before your workout or after your workout?
So usually after your workout is what is recommended, but you could make sure that you have enough protein and other nutrients spaced out throughout the course of the day, even if you're working out. Yes, you may go for higher protein if you're working out, but the other misconception I want to also point out here is by eating protein bars, 3 or 4 protein bars a day, and you're thinking, okay, I'm eating healthy now, I'm going to gain muscle. No. There's no shortcut to doing that, Tim. You know that, right? Yeah. So we have to go to the gym. You need to have a routine, and and basically consume the right nutrients through the course of the day.
You can go to the gym with protein and look like him, or you cannot go to the gym and look
too
like
kind.
me. Yeah, thank you. One last thing here. I just want to make sure, and if we can, come through just what some of these are, so that way that's your take home. Right, we got Oikos 000 yogurt, Greek non-fat yogurt. Those are all good, right? Protein shakes here. The Ensure Max Protein, that gets the green flag. Like you said, we have salmon, edamame, lentils. These are shelled walnuts, and then hemp seeds, organic hemp seeds. Not something you would have thought of as a decent protein source, especially a plant-based protein source. So there you go. Just keep that in mind. Try to stay away from the ultra-processed
Think
stuff.
whole foods when it comes to eating healthy, rather than ultra-processed foods, because we've seen more and more evidence coming out. Ultra-processed foods may be linked to, not so good outcomes, including developing cancer. So staying away is probably best.
There you go. Dr. Hussain, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hopefully that made it a little easier to decide what's good and not so good, Erica, when it comes to protein.
Hemp seeds, interesting.